Hi, everybody. Welcome to English Digest. I'm Stephanie.
And I am Tom, and today it's our life unit. It's also our all-English lecture, so we're going to be speaking 100% in English today. 连一句中文都不会讲哦. Oh, I just spoke Chinese. Oh, I'm in big trouble now. I'm going to get fired. But
You're in trouble. You're going to be in the doghouse, Tom.
True, but in any case, that's all the Chinese I'm going to say for today. So hunker down and prepare yourselves because we're going to be speaking totally in English today.
Let's go a little slower today, Tom.
Sounds like a good idea.
Okay.
Although speaking all in English is kind of ironic because a lot of words in English are borrowed from other languages. But
True.
In any case, we'll talk in English as much as we can. And today's subject is the clothes at Amsterdam's fashion library. Okay, so there's something called a fashion library. This is an interesting new idea. I'm not going to tell you exactly what it is right now, but basically what it involves is a new way to look at your clothes, okay? Think of them as if they were library books, okay? We'll talk about what that's all about right now. So let's get to it, everybody. Let's read through the entire contents of our lesson right now.
If you consider yourself a shopaholic, your closet may be stuffed with large amounts of clothing in beautiful styles, patterns, and colors. How many of those garments often go unworn, however? If you're like the average American, you own hundreds of dollars worth of never-worn clothing and throw away more than 4 kilograms of clothing a year. While indulging in the crazy pursuit of new styles has become the norm, one company is trying to combat wastefulness with a more positive trend. A new store in Amsterdam, the Netherlands, called Lena, the Fashion Library, discourages overconsumption by allowing customers to check out outfits in the same way one would normally check out a library book. With a membership, customers gain access to the library's full closet of vintage and designer clothes. Instead of paying for the clothes at the register, members can check them out with their membership card. Each item of clothing is assigned a different number of points, rather than a price. A top, for instance, might be 25 points, while a more expensive designer dress might be worth 100. The number of points a customer can check out at a time depends on their subscription. This idea illustrates how a sharing economy can benefit consumers. Participants in a sharing economy share access to products or services instead of keeping individual ownership of them. What's more, corporations, governments, and individuals can all actively participate as buyers, sellers, or borrowers in this collaborative system. One successful community-based model is eBay, as the online marketplace provides a platform where goods can be redistributed and reused. Through sharing economies, businesses such as Lena, the Fashion Library, and eBay are providing a way to reduce waste, as well as encourage perfectly fine goods to be valued rather than discarded.
Okay, let's talk about Amsterdam's Fashion Library. So there you have it. Now you know what this is all about. You actually check out clothes, and when you're done with them, when you're bored with them, you return them to the Fashion Library. I don't know how long they let you keep it for, but I suppose they can work something out here. And the title here is Check Out Clothes at Amsterdam's Fashion Library. This is an interesting title here because the word check out, or this term checkout, this verb phrase checkout, can mean a couple of things, and they both are applicable here in the title. Check out means to investigate something, to look at it and understand it more clearly. Hey, check this out. I've got some information here that's very interesting. Check it out. Or check out Stephanie's new post on Facebook, for example.
Yeah.
But also check out as a verb phrase means you take something out of the library. You provide some information or something. You have a library card. You present it, and then you can keep the book for, what is it now, 2 weeks or so? Something like that. You can check it out of the library. So, yeah, these both apply here. Check out the clothes at this fashion library. Go see them and understand them, or you can check them out from there, take them home with you.
Yeah, look at it. See how you like it? Now, if you consider yourself a shopaholic, like me, I'm a shopaholic.
Not me so much.
Oh, no, not Tom. Your closet may be stuffed with large amounts of clothing and just lots of beautiful styles, patterns, and colors. If you're a shopaholic, you're someone who's kind of addicted to shopping. I like clothes shopping. I love shoe shopping. I love shopping. I love shopping. I know. I'm trying not to shop so much in 2016.
I just don't get it, why people can spend so much time in clothing stores. I always bring my Kindle with me, my e-reader, when my wife and daughter go shopping. They just take so much time looking at this stuff. I don't understand. Just get the shirt and go. Come on. It's just clothes, for heaven's sake.
Tom, you wear kind of the same style every day.
Yeah, I've been wearing my same shirts for the past 10 years.
So, Tom,
you're
you're not really a clothes hog or a clothes horse. You can be a clothes hog or a clothes horse, either one. But I am. I love to shop. I love clothes. I love shoes. I love makeup. I buy online, too, and have clothes shipped to me from America. So I'm really bad. I shop here and I shop, online, too. So, yeah, my closet is kind of stuffed or really overfilled with lots of clothes. Now, how many of those garments often go unworn, however? Actually, I have to confess, there are clothes in my closet I've never worn yet.
Oh, no.
So a garment is just a piece of clothing, and this word is countable. Unlike clothing, which is not countable. Clothing just means lots of different clothes together.
How much clothing do you have? Or you can say, how many clothes do you have? That's countable. Or garments here is countable as well. Again, as Stephanie said, it refers to an item of clothing. They often go unworn. You don't actually wear them. They just sit in your closet. So if you're like the average American, you own hundreds of dollars worth of never worn clothing and throw away more than 4 kilograms of clothing a year. So we're using this to compare here. If you're like the average American person, you're going to own hundreds of dollars worth of never worn clothing. I've got some clothing that I don't wear, but it's because it was given to me as a gift, But people often, whenever they give me clothes, they always give it to me in the wrong size. They don't realize that I'm fairly big and I've gained a lot of weight in the last several years. So usually they give me clothing that's too small for me, but I don't have the heart to throw it away because it was a gift.
Oh, well, I'm lucky. My doorman has a daughter who is a college student. And so when I want to get rid of clothing, I actually give it to my doorman, and he gives it to his daughter, and she's very excited because I have lots of cute clothes. Well,
and she can put it to good use.
Yeah. And so it's kind of nice that way. So never just throw them away. You should give them away to people who can use them. Now, while indulging in the crazy pursuit of new styles has become the norm, one company we're going to be talking about today is trying to combat or fight wastefulness with a more positive trend. If you indulge in something, you kind of enjoy yourself doing something that maybe you don't get to do all the time. For example, I love to indulge in some chocolate every once in a while.
I was going to say, probably some sweetening or sweet kind of food that you're not supposed to be eating.
Well, yeah, because I'm constantly on a diet, so sometimes I need to indulge in some naughty food, some fattening food like chocolate or donuts. So here we're talking about people nowadays. There's this new trend where people are indulging themselves in buying too many clothes because styles change so rapidly. They want to have the latest fashion on their body at all times.
Right, and we're saying this is a crazy pursuit. Pursuit can mean you're following somebody, but in this particular case, it means it's just something that you have as a hobby, something you're interested in doing. So I guess some women and maybe some men have clothes as their pursuit. They like to buy clothes. They like to mix and match different things to see if they work together or if they clash, and they try to put on different kinds of accessories like jewelry to see if they make one oneself look one's best.
Yeah.
And so this is a crazy pursuit for new styles. People are trying to look different every day. It's the norm now. Norm here as a noun just means normal behavior. It's quite common. So we have a company in the Netherlands. It's trying to combat wastefulness with a more positive trend. Combat or combat as a verb just means to fight something. Wastefulness is the state of wasting things. I hate wastefulness. I hate seeing things go to waste. I hate it when people throw out perfectly good food because they're just not hungry to eat it. Well, now we've got something that's a more positive trend. Let's find out what this is in the next paragraph.
Cool. Let's look at this. So it's a new store in Amsterdam, which is in Europe. It's in a place called the Netherlands. Amsterdam is a fun city. They have a lot of tulips and those wooden shoes.
And canals, too.
It's great there. I love that little city. So this store is called Lena, and it's a fashion library. Isn't that interesting? It's such a great idea. It discourages overconsumption. If you overconsume, you're taking in or using too much stuff. You can overconsume if you eat, but we also use consumption to talk about using fuel, like oil and gas. We talk about consumption when we're talking about eating, clothes, using things that we can't naturally replace. So it's not a good thing to overconsume. And it discourages customers from overconsuming because this way they don't have to keep buying new outfits. They just go to the library, borrow an outfit for a few days or a week or two, and then take it back.
That's what they do. And again, this is called Lena, or the Fashion Library. And again, this discourages overconsumption. I think most of us are guilty of overconsumption, especially Americans and people here in Taiwan. Perhaps we're guilty of overconsumption in terms of electricity or water use. We just definitely use too much of that stuff because it's too cheap. But in any case here, this is a way to reduce wastefulness in terms of clothing. You can actually check out outfits the same way you would do when you check out a library book. Now, with a membership, customers gain access to the library's full closet of vintage and designer clothes. So you need to have membership first, or you need to be a member first. You sign up, you probably fill out an application form, maybe pay a fee or something like that. And then you have access to these things. That means you can get to them. You can use them yourself. They've got some vintage clothes here. Vintage means kind of old and valuable. Like if you want to, say, wear a costume to a certain party, you're going to dress up as somebody going to a dance in the 1920s. You're going to do the jitterbug or the Charleston. So you're going to go there and, hey, there's an outfit from the 1920s. I'm going to wear that. I'm going to check it out.
Yeah, this isn't free, guys. You have to pay for a subscription, but still, this is so much cheaper because a lot of us, me included, cannot afford to buy these vintage dresses or even designer clothes. Designer clothes are thousands of dollars. So this is kind of a fun way for you to get to dress up like a movie star or someone really famous who has a lot of money. So that's how it works. You buy a subscription, you pay for a subscription, and then you get to check out some clothing. We're going to talk more about how the system works, guys. But even though we don't have a Chinese teacher right now, we're going to take a little bit of a break. Then we'll be back.
Okay, everybody, let's continue with our lesson for today. We're talking about Lena, the Fashion Library in Amsterdam, the Netherlands. You guys call it Holland in Chinese. Oh, there's Chinese. Oh, no, but you call it Holland in Chinese, but we say the Netherlands, because it includes more than just Holland. There's Friesland and something else there. I'm not quite sure. But in any case here, it discourages overconsumption. You can check out outfits. You can check out some vintage clothes or some designer clothes. And instead of paying for the clothes at the register, members can check them out with their membership. membership card. So you get a subscription here, a membership, and you don't pay for the clothes at the register. Of course, when you buy something in a store, you go to the register or the checkout counter. Register here is just short for cash register, that machine that the clerk uses to put the money in and stuff like that. You simply check out these outfits with your membership card. You probably swipe it there, beep, and then you're free to check out the outfit that you're going to wear to your cousin's bar mitzvah.
Just so you know, guys, a bar mitzvah is a Jewish ceremony. It's a religion, if you're Jewish, where somebody has a party or a special ceremony because they are turning into adults. These kids are, becoming adults at that point. So anyway, that's a bar mitzvah.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people in Taiwan are going to be having bar mitzvahs.
No.
But in any case here, yes, you might use an outfit or check out an outfit for any kind of occasion, maybe somebody's wedding or a Halloween party. Who knows?
Who knows? Well, each item of clothing is assigned a different number of points. So if you're assigned something, for example, your teacher can assign you some homework. So you're given that particular homework to do. Your boss can give you a job. He's assigning you a task. We can also use it like that. We also use the word allocate, or you can give somebody something. You can appoint someone to do a job. But assign is just to give something to someone or something, either way. You give this particular item of clothing some points, and different number of points rather than a price. So a top or a blouse, a shirt, that's a top, for instance, for example, might be 25 points. But if you're looking for a really cool designer dress that's quite expensive in real life, that dress is going to be assigned more points. A dress might be assigned or worth 100 points. So the number of points a customer can check out at one time, one visit, one time, depends on your subscription. A subscription is when you pay some money to get something back. For example, we have subscriptions to magazines. So we pay for a yearly subscription, maybe $20, and every month that magazine comes to us. So a subscription is when you agree to make a payment in advance in order to get or to receive something periodically or later.
Like you said, magazines, but I have a subscription to Time magazine in my Kindle. It's actually an electronic version of Time magazine. I also have a subscription to Selecciones Mexico, which is the Reader's Digest in Spanish from Mexico.
Good.
Helped brush up on my Spanish
Sure.
there. But in any case here, let's move on to the next paragraph. It says, this idea illustrates how a sharing economy can benefit consumers. You may have heard of the sharing economy. It's becoming more popular these days, especially with Uber, which is when people share taxi services.
Sure.
I don't know if it's available here in Taiwan. I think taxi drivers here would fight it.
Not anymore.
It was here,
banned.
but it's gone. Yeah,
it's
I guess they have a pretty powerful lobby here. Taxi drivers definitely are a strong force in Taiwan. You don't want to try to take away their business. But in any case, it's all part of the sharing economy. Who knows, someday we might be sharing our cars with self-drive cars and stuff like that.
True.
But in any case here, you're a participant in the sharing economy. That means you take part in something, you join an activity, or you actually are a consumer. You check out these clothes. You're a participant in this particular service.
So when you talk about this idea of Lena and a fashion library, it says here that we're illustrating how this sharing economy works that Tom just explained. If you illustrate something, it can mean different things. It could mean that you're actually providing drawings in a book to show how something looks or how something works. Or you use an illustration, or you illustrate something to explain or make something very clear how something works. So usually you illustrate something by giving an example of something.
Right, so that's why we're using the word illustrate here. It kind of shows us how the sharing economy can benefit us all.
Right.
And again, I already explained participants here, but they are people who are taking part in the sharing economy. They can share access to products or services instead of keeping individual ownership of them. Some people might like this, some people might not. I know here in Taiwan, you tend not to like used things so much. You like to buy things that are new. I think that's especially true in Japan. I don't know if this would go over very well in Japan because they like new things so much there.
Yeah, and go over just means be popular, be accepted, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, what's more, corporations, governments, and individuals can all actively participate in or participate as buyers, sellers, or borrowers in this collaborative system. So what's a corporation? It's just a big company. It's a big company that has little different smaller companies under its larger umbrella, we'll say. So, for example, I currently am working with somebody at the company, the corporation called Estee Lauder. I teach her. She's a human resources director. And underneath Estee Lauder are smaller companies like MAC Cosmetics. What's another one?
I don't know. That's not
Bobbi
my field.
Brown. Yeah, the ladies might have heard of some of these brand names. And even though they're their own smaller companies, they're part of Estee Lauder's corporation, which is bigger. You know what a government is, individuals. So we can all actively get involved. Sometimes we're the buyers. Sometimes we're selling things. And sometimes we're actually borrowing things. I was telling Tom before we started, I've bought a skirt that was secondhand on eBay. It was a designer skirt. It was beautiful. I wasn't borrowing it, but I was buying it secondhand. So I was participating in a sharing economy. It was a beautiful skirt, but I got it for about 1/10 of the price. So I felt like I got a really good deal, and it looked brand new.
It certainly did. I saw you wear it before. It's really fascinating. It really makes you look pretty spiffy there. And that is being part of the sharing economy. And I guess that just kind of means that in any circumstance or any situation in which you're basically using something again, whether you're lending it to somebody or giving it to somebody or selling it to them, you are basically participating in the sharing economy. As an example, here in Taipei, I know someone who sells clothes in kind of a street market. Maybe it's a flea market or something. Down in Gongguan on the weekends there. It's kind of behind Gongguan off Dingzhou there.
Are they new or are they used?
I think they're all used stuff there.
Secondhand. Okay.
I'm not sure how it works. I've thought about doing that myself with my wife's stuff, but she won't part with all her old clothes and stuff. But hey, we could make a fortune if we could sell that stuff there. But in any case here, indeed, that's what this is all about. You share that access to the products and you don't keep them. Okay, now what's more, everybody can participate as buyers, sellers in this collaborative system. Collaborative.
Yeah.
That's an adjective that is related to the word collaborate, which means you work together. That's often used in a negative sense. If you're, say, fighting a war or something, you might get accused of collaborating with the enemy. You are working together with them or something like that. But in this case, collaborative means it's when people are collaborating or working together. They're cooperating.
Yeah, if you ever watch the TV show called Project Runway, they're young designers. They often will have to collaborate in a team challenge, which means they have to work together to produce one outfit or a couple of different outfits. And it's not always easy to work together with other people, is it?
It
depends on what your personality is like. Some people are more accustomed or their personalities are better at collaborating or working alongside other people. You know, if you're kind of selfish or you have a hard time getting along with people, you weren't a good collaborator.
I think I've taken tests and I think I work better by myself than with other people. I guess I'm not a team player. But in any case here, you have to collaborate if you're working in a team. And so this is kind of a collaborative system. You donate, you sell the clothes, and then they turn around and check them out to other people or rent them. This does sound to me like it's simply simply a clothing rental system.
Yeah.
But in any case, one successful community-based model is eBay. You mentioned an example there. As the online marketplace provides a platform where goods can be redistributed and reused, which is basically where people can simply sell their stuff. eBay is an auction website. You just have stuff for sale, and then people bid on your items, or you simply have a fixed price. I haven't bought something on eBay for a long time, but basically... Yeah, go ahead.
I use it a lot. Before I left New York, I had a lot of books, a huge library, which was really heavy. And I was going to Taiwan, so I wasn't going to be able to bring them here. So I posted pictures of my books on eBay, and I had somebody buy all my books.
Really? All of them, huh?
Yep.
One person bought them all?
Several people, but one guy bought a lot of them, yeah.
Wow. Okay, so it's possible to make some money.
Yeah,
I think here in Taiwan, you've got your own kinds of auction websites.
They do.
There are lots of ways to redistribute your goods, and here the word redistribute means to distribute them again. They go from place to place. The prefix re just means again. So redistribute. To distribute means to move things around to different places. So redistribute means, hey, I owned it for a while, now I'm bored with it, and now I will donate it to you or sell it to you on eBay.
I think it's a great idea. So through sharing economies, we've been discussing what some of those are. Businesses such as Lena the Fashion Library and eBay are providing a way to reduce waste. Just think if I'd taken all of my books. I had, I think, 4 or 5 bookshelves just filled with books. And what if I just put them in the trash?
Yeah.
That's a lot of wasted paper, a lot of wasted material. And, I'm sure that somebody out there would have wanted to read them. But if you put them in the trash, nobody can see that they're there. So it's nice that we can use these sharing economies to redistribute products that we no longer need or want, and somebody else can use them, and probably for a far cheaper price than if they'd had to pay for those things new.
I got rid of my old record albums before by simply donating them to thrift stores,
right,
like the Salvation Army or Goodwill. I don't think you have those thrift stores here in Taiwan, but again, there are ways to redistribute things.
Oh, they do actually. I know they do refurbishing of furniture. The government does, yeah.
Yeah, I know you can get used furniture on Xiamen Street here in Taiwan, here in Taipei.
Cool.
But in any case, these are all examples of the sharing economy. This particular clothing library in the Netherlands called Lena is one way that we are doing this. And again, we are encouraging people to get perfectly fine goods. They can be valued instead of being thrown out, which is another way of saying discarded. To discard means to get rid of something. We use that word when we play cards. You draw a card, and then you see if you want to keep it, and then you take another card, and you discard that card or get rid of it.
Yeah, you put it in the pile. Well, we hope that this gives you some ideas and that you can join in the sharing economy if you haven't done so to date. Get busy and join in and be a collaborator in the system. Right now, guys, we don't have our Chinese teacher, so we're just going to sign off, Tom.
Let's do it. So thanks for joining us, and please join us again next time. From all of us here at English Digest, I'm Tom.
I'm Stephanie.
Goodbye.
Bye.